Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name's Dave Burney.
I'm Brent Apperson. Good morning.
(7:31), 45 degrees outside. The winds have switched out of the north, but still brisk out there this morning after a long day and night in our listening area and beyond here in Nebraska, really, with fires and wildfires, storms. It's just been a tough couple days. And I just feel confident that our volunteer firemen and women and EMTs and all of those folks have got to be exhausted.
And landowners too.
Yeah.
You know, I know they pitch in, and yeah, it's a team effort. We feel for all of them.
Yeah, we sure do. And we don't know about all the different locations for fires, honestly. We know that there were, a lot of fires north and all different directions. The governor this morning declared an emergency for the state, and also is now prohibiting any burning for the time being. And there's a date on that proclamation. I don't have it in front of me. So no more open burning at all across the state of Nebraska till the governor of Nebraska says we can do that. But yesterday was awful. The winds were just,
Yeah, awful. I don't know what other word to use than awful.
Yeah,
yes, they were
and
a problem.
Airport reported a high of 91 yesterday. We were at 89, I believe, for a high. So you have summer-like conditions in early to mid-April with no moisture at all in the grass and ground, and so the fires spread so rapidly. I did get a call last night. Well, let's first start with the storm coverage that started around 6:30 or so last night.
Sure.
And we had a storm system come up through a portion of Custer County. Unfortunately, that storm tracked right through where the firefighters up north of Anselmo were trying to put out some fires, and there were some other fires up north there as well. So you had those winds pick up to 50, 60 miles an hour, and you had lightning with no rain. We talked about that at the end of our coverage last night. How often do you have a thunderstorm warning where you don't get a drop? And it just was just fanned everything. Anything that was burning got fanned. That's all it did. And it went up through there, and they were concerned. We heard concern from landowners that they were afraid the lightning would come with that storm and it would start more fires, and it did. So it started a fire on the other side of the highway, so they had more to do. And then when we were concluding our coverage here at 8 o'clock, we heard over our scanner that the Arnold Fire Department was called to another fire outside of Arnold on Mills Valley Road. And so they were already, I believe, helping with Anselmo. So you talk about, a wild ride. And so we don't really know how many different fires there were, but I did see some posts last night, Brent, where they were talking. Sue Seta, a good friend of ours who lives up right in that area, and they lost about half of their pasture, by the way, and with that you usually lose some fencing. Mentioned that she could see bright red in several directions, and they'd already lost half of their pasture at that time, but the fire people were able to save their buildings. Now, unfortunately, we had some bad news this morning, and as you folks know, we've had a relationship with the McGinns for ever.
Yeah.
And Butch is a good friend of ours, so our hearts are a little heavy here because I just called Butch this morning because he was providing some information to us yesterday and last night and the day before when the fire first started Wednesday along the railroad tracks. And so he was kind of keeping us updated, which he is always good about doing.
Yeah.
And he's also a weather reporter, so we compare weather reports and so forth. He reports to the National Weather Service there at Rifle Creek, right in that area that was near the fires. Well, unfortunately, when I called Butch this morning, I thought that I would ask if he would want to be on the air with us today to kind of provide kind of an overview, because he was there, and it was just awful because Butch proceeded to tell me that he lost his house and some other buildings on the Rifle Creek Ranch there, and also a lot of pasture and fencing. But he was able to get in and get a laptop and a couple of things, and everything else is gone. And so that old house that Shirley and Butch moved up there, they moved that big old 2-story house and really made a home out of it, is gone. And his belongings that he had in there are gone. So our hearts go out to the McGinn family, and I know Matt's already out there trying to, see what they could do with the cattle and so forth, and the Settas across the way probably doing the same, and probably other ranchers.
Sure, yeah.
Those are the only 2 stories that we're aware of. But we can, we're confident because I actually talked to Butch, or I wouldn't be telling you any of this.
Yeah.
And Sue is a longtime friend as well with KCNI, KBBN Radio, and they live near one another there near Rifle Creek. So not good news there. Yeah. The good news is that we do not have any reports of any injuries or fatalities from this, which could happen because the way Butch explained it to me, it was about a 10-minute time from the time that he got in his house and out to where that house was on fire, because that fire was moving so quickly with those winds and dry conditions. The firemen were doing all they could. And I know that he had told me off the air too that the source of the fire is known. I think it has to do with Mother Nature, and that's as far as I'll go, because they had so many things going on. I might not get it right. So our hearts go out to the McGinns, and Butch was, I believe, at his daughter's place, and he said, "I'm just waiting for him to make me a cup of coffee." That's Butch,
Yes, yeah.
So, yeah, that's what we have, and this sort of story is probably happening in a lot of different places. Now, we haven't heard of a lot of structure losses, but these firemen and firewomen and volunteers can only do so much under those kind of conditions. And then Mother Nature comes along and starts throwing lightning on the ground. It's it just was awful.
Yeah.
And we did our best to cover that storm for you last night. It really was. I guess if there wouldn't have been any fires, there wouldn't have been any real damage done, because there wasn't, there was little chance of some small hail and some high winds. But geez, it's been beating on us for 2 months anyway. So as far as the winds go, so that's kind of where we're at on that. And this is the part of being in a small media that hurts a little bit, because the people so darn
That's
well,
right.
and it brings it home to you. And I know, Butch says, "I just don't think I can," because I didn't know when I asked him about being on the breakfast show what had happened. I knew that Sue had posted something that some buildings were lost in her neighborhood, but I didn't realize it was the McGinn place. So there's going to be a lot of fixed fencing going on, and Butch told me, Matt said, what do we do first? And they're ranchers. They're going to take care of their cattle first.
Yeah.
And they're going to get the fence secured as best they can, and they'll take it a step at a time. And other ranchers up there, other producers are probably going to be doing the same thing. We don't know how many acres burnt yesterday and last night. And then, of course, the fire on the Arnold Dunning Road, that's the Sork Road, if you want to put a label on it. that's some pretty rough country in through there, so it depends whether it was on the Sandhills side or the Canyon side as to how big of a job that was to put that out. I think I did hear Arnold last night calling for mutual aid from Stapleton early on when they was headed out to the fire, and they were already called to help with the Anselmo fire. And there was fires up in Blaine County, and then all this week there's been 2 or 3 fires that they just can't get out up around Kilgore and other parts of the state as well. I know last weekend there was a road closed up around Brewster from a grass fire. So we got to get some rain, my friend.
Yeah.
We have to get some rain, and at least turn the wind down if we can't get any rain.
Yeah.
But now we have it out of the north, and we're actually, this is crazy, I know, but it's Nebraska, and we have a chance of snow.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, Saturday, right? Tomorrow?
Yeah. We'll take it, you know.
It's moisture.
If it
You
would
better
wet
believe
things
it.
down, we'll take it.
Yeah.
All right, so as far as we know, you're still going to Burwell today.
I believe so. Yeah. I think we're still on. Hope so.
Well, of course you are. It's track
yeah.
meet, so it's going to be 55.
Yeah. Yeah. And because there's a track meet today, that might help the rain chances.
Yeah, let's hope so. That might do it.
So-
If anything will.
But yeah, we're planning to go to Burwell today. Always a great meet. We appreciate the folks there welcoming us over there to report on the meet. Man, we've well, I remember when I came here in the early 90s, Tom Hilkemeyer was going to Burwell every year to report on the Burwell track meet. So I think we've been doing it for a long time. But it's a great meet for us because so many of our area teams compete. So we're going to be there throughout the day. We'll start in the 11 o'clock hour. That's the plan anyway. Start in the 11 o'clock hour, and then we'll keep you updated hourly with results as they become available throughout the meet today. And we'll air those on KBBN 95.3 FM.
All right, thank you. Backing up just a bit, we do want to thank Custer County Communications for contacting us last night, because last night, right around 10 o'clock, they closed the roads, the highway between Myrna and Dunning, and then that crossover road from Dunning to Arnold, closed those up, and were kind enough to let us know so we could get some information on the air and on Sandhills and Facebook and all of that. And so thank you very much for making sure we're aware of what's going on. And then also thank you very much. I think they called around 10 after 5 this morning to let us know that those roads were open back up. But the key point here is, excuse me, if you need to, and I underline need, to go up that way, be aware that they were talking about visibilities in some areas still being a little tough because of the smoke. So if you go out there, you want to slow down and watch the road and make sure that you got a handle on everything, because it could be a little smoky up there, probably is. And I'm sure these volunteers are going to have to spend some time for a few hours, if not most of the day, making sure the north wind doesn't fan something up today. So they could use some space up there. I know when I was talking with Butch, when he was up there during the earlier hours of the fire, controlling some traffic then, and some people were getting in the way. And I know you announced about 8 o'clock last night to not go up there. If you don't need to go up there, you just might get in the way. There can be accidents that happen. They were sometimes flying planes in, and oftentimes they land them on the highway, and that's sometimes why they close the road as well. So I wouldn't go up there unless you need to go up there. But if you do, be careful. All right. School lunch menus.
Yes,
That brings
we can
me
do
to
that.
the fact that Anselmo Myrna will not be having class today due to the Anselmo fire.
Okay. Let's see. For school lunch menus, let's get you started by going to Sargent today, where it's showing a chicken sandwich, chips, baked beans, fruit cup, milk, and salad bar at Sargent Public Schools today.
All right, at Ansley today on this Friday, hamburgers, fruit, vegetables, and milk.
At Broken Bow Middle and High School today, cheese pizza, breaded steak fries with dinner roll, fresh baked ham and turkey sub, grilled chicken shaker with roasted flatbread, and the grill station combo today is a spicy chicken sandwich basket at Broken Bow.
Sandhills Dunning, pizza, potato salad, and dessert.
Gothenburg today showing tater tot casserole, taco salad, pizza, Swede chef salad, a Sweetable, and a deli sandwich, all on the menu today at Gothenburg.
At Arnold, hash browns. Oh, that's for breakfast. I'm sorry. Today they're having pizza for dinner at Arnold, along with fruit, vegetables, and milk.
Thetford today, sweet and sour chicken, fried rice, and egg roll. At Litchfield today, Sloppy Joe's on the lunch menu at Litchfield Public Schools. Those are your school lunch menus. The menu today at the Prairie Pioneer Center in Broken Bow. Call them at 872-6121 by 9 a.m. this morning to let them know that you're coming for dinner. Prairie Pioneer Center menu today showing chili, cottage cheese, fruit, and cornbread on the menu today at the Prairie Pioneer Center in Broken Bow.
All right, thank you very much. I would offer this to you folks out there, and I want to be careful about how I do this. We don't really rely here at KCNI QBN on secondhand information or somebody told me so or I heard or that sort of thing. But if you live up in the area where the fires were and had firsthand experience and maybe have some information that we could use, call in and ask for Grant Winter, our news director, and provide, if you'd like to provide some information firsthand to him, he would love to have that. And I actually text Grant and asked him to be here early, and he just walked in the door, so he's here. The phone number here is 872-2801 if you want to have some information that you think is viable and important and factual. Ask for Grant here at our newsroom at 872-2801. Because if you're on the ground and you're a property owner or you are a firefighter or you've been directly involved, we'd love to hear what you have to tell here this morning. But again, we want it to be firsthand and accurate. And I know if you're out there and you've suffered some losses in pasture and fence and so forth, you're probably kind of busy right now, and we understand that. But we could sure use firsthand information, and I know that Grant will also be contacting officials and different people about damages and so forth and what's going on. But again, their hands may be very busy at this time too. So we'll do our best to get you the information that we can provide accurately and without being too much of a pest to the officials and the guys and gals that are going through this. We're a small town, small market station, and that's the way we'd prefer to do things rather than, bug you when you're trying to do your job.
Sure.
So we understand that. All right, let's play the game.
All right, here we go. Asking some general trivia questions about historic events that happened in the month of April. Here's today's question. What historic moment happened on April 15th, 1912? Your choices are: the Treaty of Versailles was signed, the Titanic sunk, Pearl Harbor, or the first man walked on the moon. What historic moment happened on April 15th, 1912? The Treaty of Versailles was signed, the Titanic sunk, Pearl Harbor, or the first man walked on the moon. If you know, call us at 872-2801.
Save when you shop at Gary's Superfoods in Broken Bow. 80% lean ground beef sold in a 10-pound tube is $2.99 a pound. Family packs of Open Acres boneless skinless chicken breast are $1.99 a pound. Welcome spring with delicious grapes. Extra large red seedless grapes are 99 cents a pound. With store coupon, General Mills cereals are just 2 for $5. For your pasta night, pick up Ragu sauces at 2 for $4. Gary's Superfoods, South B Street, Broken Bow. Open 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week.
Is pain keeping you from doing what you love? If your neck, shoulders, back, or knees are preventing you from feeling your best, it's time to take action. Whether you've had it for years or it's due to a recent injury, you don't have to live with the pain. Pearson Physical Therapy of Broken Bow offers personalized treatments and flexible appointments that work around your busy schedule. Call Pearson Physical Therapy at 872-5800 or visit us on the web at pearsonpt.com. The treatment you need, the care you deserve.
Cattlemen, spring is here and things are starting to green up. But alongside the good green like pasture grass and trees come the bad greens, musk thistles, mullenweed, buckbrush, and other weeds. Let Aero Aviation help you get the bad green under control this spring. They use the latest in aircraft and GPS technology and crop protection products while keeping the good green in your pocket. Call Casey, Melissa, or Kim today and schedule spring spraying with Aero Aviation, 872-5113.
We have Scott on the line, and he's a patient guy, and we appreciate that. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great.
Good, good. Brent has the question for you, and I'm going to throw in. Scott, would you like to? I've got a ticket here, a ticket to the Comstock Windmill Festival coming up June 8th through the 10th. It's for one night. Would you like to see if you can win one of those too?
Sure, why not?
Why not? All
right.
right, here we go.
Okay, Scott, here's your question. What historic moment happened on April 15th, 1912? The Treaty of Versailles was signed, the Titanic sunk, Pearl Harbor, or the first man walked on the moon?
Well, by process of elimination, I'm going to go with the Titanic.
Yeah, you got it, Scott. It was the Titanic. And let me guess, your heart will go on. Did you get that? The movie?
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, thank you. That was a feeble attempt at humor. Scott, because you've answered correctly, we've got that ticket to the Comstock Windmill Festival, and we're going to give you a certificate for a free personal pan pizza, one topping from Pizza Hut. So come on out and see us when you can.
Will do. Thanks. Have a great day, guys.
Thanks, Scott.
Thanks, Scott. Appreciate it. I just recognized Scott's voice there.
I did too,
A little bit
yeah.
ago. He was on the air over on KCNI this morning for devotions.
Yeah.
Pastor Scott. Good to have you along, Scott. Thanks a lot.
In the morning, you are awakened by the twitter of a little bird.
Now it's Dave and Brent.
I knew there was a reason I got out of bed this morning.
The Get Up and Go Breakfast Show on KCNI KBBN.
Shop Hop is underway at the Quilting Shack. Through May, that means more time for you to shop. Shop Monday to Friday 10 to 5:30 and Saturdays 10 to 4. Yes, they are open on Mondays now through the end of May. The Pillow Cleaning Man is back Tuesday the 18th from 9 until 3. He cleans all types of pillows from feather and foam to down and fiberfill and more. New pillows are available to purchase too. Get started on your 4-H projects. The Quilting Shack in Broken Bow offers a 20% discount on your purchase for them.
What's better than free? Nothing. Free is the best, and Bruning Bank has the perfect account for students and young adults getting started. With Bruning Bank's free checking account, you get all the perks with no pressure, no monthly service fees, no minimum balance, and you have access to online banking, bill pay, and mobile banking, and all services are mobile banking offers. Are you ready to get started with better banking?
show. Now, Brent, I'm not qualified to read scripture. I'll just tell you that right now. I don't think that would.
No, you don't. There's no qualifications, Dave, when it comes to reading scripture. No
well,
way.
I mean, out to the public.
Okay.
So I'm just going to do it this way. We got a real nice note from Pastor Dean Heidel from over at Callaway.
Oh, great.
And
good morning, Pastor Dean and family.
Yep. They said, good morning, Dave and Brent. We're on our way back to Nebraska today. Been in Cedarville, Ohio. Been totally unaware of all the fires, and our hearts most certainly go out to all those who are suffering loss from those fires. And then before you had shared the sadness of the fires, the thought that came to mind is that I believed the Lord put on my mind at the moment to encourage you with the scripture here. The days can be gloomy, overwhelmed, and uncertain, but let us remember this is the day that the Lord made. And then he has some scripture there, some from Psalms, I think it is.
Yeah.
So thank you, Pastor Heidel. We appreciate that. And that you're listening on the way. That's appreciated. Also this morning, our good friend Steve Hornickel saying good morning, who is always nice enough to say hi in the morning time. So again, if you're just tuning in, Anselmo Myrna Schools will not have class today due to the Anselmo fire that started actually on Wednesday, kicked back up yesterday, and then with those winds and the dry conditions, it really spread. And then we had storms move in, and we had loss of structures on the McGinn Ranch that we told you about. And I know that there's a lot of grass that they were counting on up that way that may or may not be able to come back from that. I guess I'm not an agronomist, but I would think if we could get a lot of water on it between now and the end of May, that might actually get some grass out of some of that burnt ground and be nice and green.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I'm not an agronomist, and I don't know what the weather's going to do. So I'm sure it's, plus all the fencing that has to be repaired, and hopefully no cattle were harmed during that as well. News is next right here on this Friday morning.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. How did a 21-year-old Air National Guardsman get access to classified documents? CBS's Catherine Herridge on what investigators are saying about suspect Jack Teixeira.
Teixeira installed fiber optic cable, and that tech job may have allowed him to monitor networks through which classified intelligence flowed.
There are new questions about gifts and real estate transactions between Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas and a wealthy Republican donor. ProPublica's Joshua Kaplan broke the story.
The Supreme Court has very, very little transparency and very, very little oversight compared to essentially every other part of the federal government.
San Francisco police say they've arrested the man who killed Cash App founder Bob Lee. This is DA Brooke Jenkins.
My office will be filing a motion to detain Mr. Momeni without bail to ensure that he remains in custody during the pendency of this case.
CBS News Brief, I'm Peter King.
In Nebraska news, Governor Jim Pillen declared a state of emergency across Nebraska Thursday afternoon as multiple volunteer fire departments and other agencies continued to battle various wildfires. In a Twitter post, Pillen said that the declaration will allow the state to coordinate and activate the necessary resources to effectively combat the wildfires. Governor Pillen also said in another Twitter post that he issued an executive order banning all open burning in Nebraska until April 16th. Again, that's all open burning banned in Nebraska till April 16th. And again, Governor Pillen declaring a state of emergency across Nebraska yesterday afternoon as multiple volunteer fire departments and other agencies continue to battle various wildfires in Nebraska.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
News from the NFL, where Washington Commanders owner Dan Snyder has reportedly reached a preliminary non-exclusive agreement to sell the team for a record $6.05 billion to Josh Harris, co-owner of the Philadelphia 76ers in the NBA and the New Jersey Devils in the NHL. In baseball games of note, the Rays make it 13 straight wins to start the season, tying a major league record for best start ever. They beat the Red Sox 9-3 to sweep a 4-game series from Boston. Brewers over the Padres 4-3. Milwaukee's at 9-4 on top in the NL Central. The AL Central leading team is the Twins. They're also 9-4. They beat up on the Yankees in the Bronx 11-2. Minnesota hitting 3 home runs and scoring 9 runs in the top half of the first inning. Pirates shut out the Cardinals 5-0. Pittsburgh starter Vince Velasquez and 3 relievers combining on the shutout. Adley Rutschman hit a solo homer for the Orioles in an 8-7 walk-off win over the A's. Reds beat the Phillies 6-2.
Here's your weatherology forecast. A chance for some showers and thunderstorms today, otherwise mostly cloudy with our high nearing 57. North winds between 15 and 25 and gusting as high as 35. Showers and thunderstorms likely overnight with a low around 34. North winds between 20 and 25 and gusting as high as 40. More rain, then snow showers are likely on Saturday, cloudy with a high of 48. North winds are still between 25 and 30 and gusting as high as 45. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Kara Foster.
When someone asks me, when is the best time to start saving for retirement, my answer is simple. It's today. Hi, I'm Tim McCaslin.
And I'm Janet Lawhorn,
your local Edward Jones financial advisors. We can help you build a plan for your ideal retirement by identifying your unique goals and help you keep on track to achieve them. The sooner you get started, the better. Call us at 308-872-6849 or visit edwardjones.com to schedule an appointment today. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Imagine it's the last ride, but your symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, are taking you for a ride. What should you do? Keep managing your constipation with belly pain the same old way? Or try getting ahead of your symptoms by talking to your doctor about treating it with Linzess, linaclotide. Linzess is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually.
Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling.
Imagine, what could relief from IBS-C mean for you? Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Make us part of your morning routine.
Just really great music, and you guys are fun and active and lively and just a good station.
Central Nebraska wakes up with Dave and Brent on The Breakfast Show.
6 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock, 45 degrees outside, and a cloudy sky this morning. We've had clear skies for so many days. Now it's cloudy, and winds have switched from out of the south to out of the north, but still at 20 to 30 miles per hour. Barometric pressure continues to rise at 29.66, humidity at 78%. And again, our high here at the studios yesterday, 89. The airport showed a high of 91 yesterday. We dropped down to 45 just right before 7 o'clock this morning, so that's our overnight low. Sunrise today at 7:01, sunset at 8:17, 1/100th of an inch precipitation measured so far this month. And, you know, we're getting close to halfway through. Again, we may not get some rain, we might get some snow.
Where are the April showers?
Yes, bring them on, please, please. All right, we have some things that we want to cover here this morning. That are important. One of those, how about a little humor just to kind of lighten the moment here?
Yeah, sure. What do you got?
Okay, Stan at the Whiskey Barrel.
All right. Got a new sign up?
Yeah, I took a picture of it the other day, if I can find that here. There it is. Neuter your pets and weird friends and relatives.
Well, okay.
And I told the gal, I said, that's a little weird. And she said, well, Stan is weird. But he runs a great spirit shop, Whiskey Barrel and Broken Bow, open 7 days a week. And they would love to have you stop in and have a conversation, pick up some of their products, whether it be pop and soda to adult spirits. Whatever the case may be, they do want you to know that if you look at all young, you're going to get your ID checked. They're very adamant about that. They don't want anybody purchasing adult beverages that are not of the legal age. So please expect that if you look young, you're going to be carded. And that's actually quite a good compliment, especially if you are 21.
Yep.
If you're not 21, don't try it. Doesn't pay off.
There you go. Yep.
But anyway, good prices. They don't have low-end, attract-you-in type things. They just have everyday low-fare prices at the Whiskey Barrel and Broken Bow, and they'd love to have you stop in. And you get free ice with purchase. And remember that when you put the beverages out of Stan's show coolers into the cooler, in the ice, you're actually warming it up. So if you just want to stop by and pick up something real quick, it's going to be nice and cold for you at the Whiskey Barrel.
Universal Insurance wants to remind farmers, review and have the staff at Universal Insurance Agency help look at your coverage. As we've been reminded in harsh ways here very recently, you just never know what can happen. They can help you make sure that you are properly insured on all of your equipment and can help to make sure that your building values are at the appropriate levels before you get busy with planting season. Call Universal Insurance in Broken Bow at 872-6438, or you can stop into their office right off Highway 2 here in Broken Bow. Also at Universal Insurance, they have a job opening right now. Are you looking for a new career that has all the employee perks that you've only dreamt of? Universal Insurance Agency in Broken Bow has them. 12, that's right, 12 paid holidays throughout the year, 100% employer-paid employee-only health insurance, and 401k with employer match. Some of the benefits you'll get for working at Universal Insurance Agency. Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 would be the time for the position. You can apply online under their careers tab by going to gtagroup.com for their insurance client services representative position at Universal Insurance Agency in Broken Bow, a division of GTA Insurance Group.
Heard a rumor.
Oh.
A lot of times they're not true, but in this case, I kind of believe this one might be true.
Okay, so, and I've used this same phrase. I've said this same thing, you know. So if it is true, then it's not a rumor. Right?
Well, that's a very good.
Because I've said the same thing that you have. You know, I say, hey, I heard a rumor, but I believe it to be true. Yeah. And so I'm like, okay, now wait a minute. If it's true, then is it a rumor?
Not really. It doesn't end up being a rumor.
Okay.
But it starts out as a rumor.
It transitions from a rumor to fact.
Yeah. The problem with rumors, as everyone out there listening knows, it might even start out true.
Yeah.
But
right.
as it's passed from one person to the next.
That's a good point. Yes.
It doesn't end up being true.
Yeah.
But I believe this is safe because Sylvester's in Broken Bow is having some fun events coming up, and the next one that Freddie has for you is this weekend, I think.
Yeah, you're right. Tim Zock is coming back tonight. He has solidified himself in the Midwest music scene as the frontman for Whiskey Bent for over a decade, has shared the stage with national acts like Diamond Rio, Blackhawk, Sawyer Brown, and many others. And you can see him tonight at Sylvester's in Broken Bow. He'll be on the stage from 9 to 1 tonight at Sly's. Also, Freddie wants you to mark your calendars for April 29th of this month because that's when the Pantomime Players return to Sylvester's. That'll be on April 29th. Tonight, though, come out and enjoy the music of Tim Zock. He'll be on the stage from 9 to 1 at Sylvester's in Broken Bow tonight.
We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Barney Health Mart in Broken Bow is excited to see you this spring. The new season means allergies are going to be back. Fight them off with 20-count allergy relief gummies or 30-count all-day allergy tablets for $7.99. Allergy Relief 24-hour nasal sprays are $19.99. These and many more allergy products are available at Barney Health Mart, downtown Broken Bow. Health Mart. taking the time to listen and care.
There's a lot of uncertainty in ag and business today. One thing you can always count on, though, is Nebraska State Bank, looking for ways to help local ag producers and businesses be successful. Right now, NSB is running an ag and commercial equipment loan special that features a 6.49% fixed interest rate for qualified customers. You heard that right, a 6.49% fixed interest rate. Call one of their local experienced ag loan officers at 872-2466 to find out more about this limited time loan special. Nebraska State Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Tired of having people repeat things for you or maybe even yell at you? Learn about the latest hearing technology and have a hearing consultation and have your hearing instruments cleaned for free at a special 10-day event in Broken Bow with Custer County's newest audiology and hearing center. Call today to schedule April 10th to the 14th and April 17th to the 21st. Go to 805 South F Street and get a free gift just for stopping by. RSVP to 308-270-3175. Space is limited.
The Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Just want to let you know that I love the show.
I love what you guys are doing in the morning. It makes my day so much better.
KCNI, KBBN Radio.
8:14, I thought I saw some headlights swing into the parking lot here just a moment ago. That could mean our next interview will be with Mid-Plains Community College.
Okay.
We'll find out about upcoming classes and opportunities for both young students and us older folks who want to learn something. Never too old to learn, right?
No, you're not.
So let's learn a little bit more about the Arrow Hotel while Casey gets in and settles in. Celebrating 95 years this year, the Arrow Hotel was built in 1928 when the community saw a need for hotel accommodations and prestigious quality. Upon the completion of the hotel, it became a social and community center right away here in Broken Bow in the southwestern Sandhills region, thus playing a significant role in its history. From the hotel's beginning, it has been an example of a major hostelry and rural setting, and they continued to carry that tradition. The architect was the same architect that worked up the Custer County Courthouse in Broken Bow, and in 1931 an addition to the hotel was added, and so it just continues to grow and has been serving us for 95 years, the Arrow Hotel in Broken Bow. And of course, not that long ago, they added a whole bunch of new rooms on the south side of the square and made our community whole again after the South Side fire. So thank you so much. It is listed on the National Registry. That happened in 1985. R.J. and Ann Thomas and Matt Thomas are the current owners and caretakers of the Jewel here in Custer County. Congratulations on the 95th anniversary of the Arrow Hotel. Casey, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good. It's good to have you in.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Yeah. You got a frog in your throat?
Apparently, I think, a lot of times when I get here, this is like the first time that I've talked this morning.
Yes, we find that same thing. We get here in the morning and we have to redo the weather 3 times because we get halfway through it and then start crackling and choking. Maybe it would help if we got some rain, right?
That would probably maybe would help my allergies.
Yeah, that too. No kidding.
I feel like my eyes are not quite open all the way. But on a serious note, prayers going out to those up north, up the highway ways. I mean, I just almost hate opening my Facebook app to see, new updates and things, but hopefully the rains will come and the winds will die, so.
Yeah, we'll all get through it, and as long as we don't have anybody injured or hurt, that's the number one goal.
Yes.
And property can be replaced, fence can be replaced, and grass can grow. So we'll hope for the best here, and we'll hopefully support those folks who need a little help when the time comes.
Absolutely.
All
Absolutely.
Right. So let's talk education and schooling and all those sorts of things.
Yes, here it is, mid-April. I mean, I know I say this every week. Here we are, later and later in the year, but it just seems to go so fast, and we're always just planning ahead and looking forward at the next thing coming up. But I do want to give out a last call for our vinegar tasting. That is scheduled for next Wednesday. If you are interested, you need to give me a call, probably at least by Monday. We'll
Okay.
give you till Monday so that we can let Mr. Johnson know how many people to expect and how much vinegar to bring. So,
Yeah, in a deal like that, you do need to know
Yes.
how much volume do we need to take care of everybody who wants to learn how to use these great tastes, right?
exactly. I'm going to need to run over and get some Dairy Queen ice cream. And so I got to know numbers for that. But just remember that at this vinegar tasting, you are going to learn, you're going to hear a lot of stories. Mr. Johnson is definitely a storyteller, all about his background and how his vinegary started, the correlation to the vineyard that's in Valentine as well, and how that relates to making vinegar, because they are related products. And then, of course, you get to taste some of those world-famous vinegars. So some of these vinegars are the only, the ones of their type in the country. So, and it's right here, and we'll be in Broken Bow. So coming out and taste them. I promise it's painless. You might pucker a little bit,
Well,
but
we can attest to that, folks.
Yes.
I'm not a vinegar guy, and I've made that very clear over the years. Brent likes vinegar with his pickles and with his
Cucumbers and vinegar. There's no better taste.
I agree, Brent.
Yeah.
But I was totally blown away with the vinegar on the ice cream.
It's amazing.
See, what was that? Raspberry?
It was a raspberry vinegar,
Yeah.
and you put it on, and something happens.
Yes, it does.
And you taste it, and it tastes like you're eating ice cream with a raspberry topping. It's very amazing. I mean, it's, the balance of the sweet and the bitter and the whatever, everything on your tongue. But it's amazing. So our room smelled like pickles for about a week afterwards over at the college. But it's a lot of fun. It is next Wednesday, April 19th from 6 to 8 p.m. and only $10. So grab a friend, come on out and taste some vinegar. You will not regret it.
You will not.
Yes.
That raspberry just exploded in one's mouth and all sorts of different tastes.
Yes, and you can use their balsamic vinegar and do the same thing. I mean, it's amazing.
Okay.
You will be amazed, and you will leave with you can purchase a sample, take it home, try it out, recipes. It's very delicious. So, but I do need to know if you're planning on attending the vinegar tasting by at least Monday, so that I can make sure and get enough supplies coming up. So it'll be a fun time.
Okay.
And then the other thing that I wanted to mention today is we've had a lot of calls on this. We always have our CPR class, our monthly CPR class. For the month of April, we have added a little bit of a special twist to our CPR class. First of all, it is on Sunday, April 30th, and this is a CPR class for babysitters. So we're looking at, if you are a young person in the community and maybe this summer you're planning on doing some babysitting or, coming of age to that point where you can start babysitting, it's really nice to know and have some first aid and CPR backgrounds. And it can really be a selling point, if you will, for parents to know that their babysitter or the person that they're leaving in charge of their kids has those skills. So you learn the same thing that you would in any other CPR class, but we're going to gear this towards that younger group,
The little guys.
younger age. Yeah. Now, if you are an adult and you need to get your CPR recertification, you can attend this class as well. Just know that you might be in class with some younger folks, which is never a bad thing.
What if you're a grandpa that has found himself becoming a babysitter?
Oh.
Well, you're lucky to start with.
Yes. What a blessing.
Yeah.
But, we always say about CPR, the class you want to take that you hope you never use.
Yeah, right.
And really anyone who, if you're a human being, you need to know CPR. Because you could be walking through the aisles at grocery cart and somebody could have an emergency. And it's not just the CPR part, it's also first aid. So, if somebody were to fall and get hurt, break a bone, get a cut, you know what to do. So.
And Casey, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, the way CPR is applied is different than it was a few years ago. And maybe you knew how to do it before and you haven't learn the new process, which seems a little simpler than the old way.
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely not an expert, but they wanted to take all of the decision making out of the process. Basically, is the way I took it when I took CPR. And you guys are familiar with the Bee Gees, I'm assuming. If you can sing that song "Staying Alive" in your head, that's the rhythm that you get in, and everybody can do that, right?
It's a pretty easy one to dance to.
Staying alive, yeah. And you just do that over and over and over again, and there's no breathing and things like that. So, unless you're more advanced, then
sure.
But yeah, so you're taking this to, we call it Heart Saver, because you are saving that person's heart until somebody gets there that knows what they're doing.
Okay.
So, again, this will be Sunday, April 30th. It is $65, and it runs from 12 to 5 p.m. And that $65 includes everything that you need, your book, the class itself, and then you get the card afterwards. So, again, we're gearing that towards babysitters. There's really no minimum age, but it has to, we have to have folks, little guys and gals that know how to sit through a 5-hour class and pay attention and, can learn those things. So, use your judgment.
Okay. All right. Excellent.
Yeah. So that's some of the things that we've got coming up here in the next few weeks. It's a busy time of year. We're getting ready for graduation, and both at area high schools, getting ready to give out honor cords to our honor graduates in the coming weeks, and then honor our seniors as they are graduating and leaving the nest. So.
All right. Status on the position that you had open? Are you still taking applications?
We are not. I do believe it is still on the website, but we've actually started the interview process, so we're kind of excited about that.
Candidates that you're talking to?
Yes, yes. So hopefully within the next week or two.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, have a great weekend.
Thank you.
We might see some snow in the next couple of days.
I think personally they should have left the Grand March for prom down at the square, because then it definitely would have rained.
Yes, it's like we were talking. Track meets usually have a beneficial side to them.
Yes, exactly.
Maybe we'll get some rain out of the Burwell Invitational today.
Yeah, there you go. There's track meet. Schedule a golf meet. Maybe a parade or something.
Broken Bow prom this weekend?
It is tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So if Mrs. Haynes is listening, I was just kidding about the Grand March thing.
Just kidding.
Just kidding.
All right. Thank you, Casey.
Thanks.
Mid-Plains Community College. Stop in, give them a call, check their website. They're ready to help you educate yourself in many different ways.
Absolutely.
All right. Here's the Marshall Tucker Band.
Bow.
The Fox Theater invites you to Broken Bow or Cozad for a night at the movies. To keep up with what's showing and what's around the corner, go to watchthefox.com. Fridays are new movie day, and don't forget that the Fox Theater is open daily. Have an event, celebration, or meeting you need a site for? Ask them about theater rental, with or without concessions, and a movie. Gift cards to the Fox are perfect gifts any time of the year. The Fox Theater in Broken Bow and Cozad. Visit watchthefox.com. That's watchthefox.com.
Hi, this is Dr. Jency Ross. Summer will be here before we know it, which means right now is the time to get your kids' eye exams scheduled. Don't wait, as appointments do fill up fast. We don't need a study to be conducted to know that sharp vision in the classroom is important. Dr. Sanger and myself are here to make sure you and your family are seeing 20/20. Remember, all kindergartners need checks completed. We'll see you soon at Prairie Eye Care on the square in Broken Bow.
832, and right up the street, right up the block from Prairie Eye Care is Roxanne, and she has the hearing center there, and we talk about Rascaland Hearing every other day or so. We don't happen to have her on our list today, but I did text Roxanne, and I don't know how many of you know, but one of the recent house fires that took place was Roxanne's house.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and she said, well, she has a great attitude about it, let's put it that way. And then most of the main floor will have to be rebuilt, and so she's got a lot of mess ahead of her as well. But she did want everybody to know that she will be in her office regular hours because she wants to be there on the same day she normally is. So she'll be there Monday, for instance, and if you have an appointment, expect that she'll be there for you. And she won't change her schedule any at the office. Her life will be a little bit more hectic at home. But we wish you the best of luck, Roxanne and Rascaland Hearing, and they will be open their regular hours. Of course, she's solo. I mean, she's on her, she runs her own office, does all her own hearing tests, but she'll be there as usual.
All right.
And I wanted to be sure and mention that this morning. One of the other things maybe we want to talk about, or maybe you already have, is the website for folks out there struggling. Now, when good things happen and bad things happen, it kind of mixes up, and sometimes we don't always feel so hot about things, and it can kind of get you down.
It can. And, we just don't know when depression will hit sometimes.
That's right.
And so a group of individuals in our area have come together because they really have a passion for mental health and to help those who are struggling with mental health issues. And one of the things that they have done is created a website that has been created as a resource of mental health providers in Custer County. The website is mhpcc.org, and they want you to know that there is a Spanish version of that website now, which is available. Again, go to mhpcc.org. You do not need to struggle alone, and they remind all of us that friends and loved ones can make a big difference. Reaching out and letting people know you are available to help, helping them access mental health services. That website is a great start. Learning and sharing the facts about mental health. Untreated mental illness can contribute to higher medical expenses, poor performance at school and work, fewer employment opportunities, and increased risk of suicide. So a great starting place if you're struggling, this website, mhpcc.org.
8:35, quick break. We'll be right back. Start checking items off your warm weather to-do list with the help of Ansley Lumber and Supply. They have the materials you need. LP Smart Siding, featuring premium Diamond Coat technology, will protect your home for years to come. To protect from the top, ask about shingles and other roofing options. Need to rework or build a deck? Ansley Lumber has great material options there too. Strong, high-quality materials to keep your home safe and strong for years, all from their friendly, knowledgeable staff to help you along the way. Ansley Lumber and Supply, Main Street, Ansley.
With spring activities just getting underway, you may be experiencing some aches and pains. Call Team Physical Therapy at 872-5111. We offer state-of-the-art equipment and techniques to help you recover from back injury, muscle strain, or surgery. Call your movement rehabilitation specialist at 872-5111 or check us out at any of our locations in Broken Bow, Burwell, Gothenburg, Kearney, or Callaway. Let Team Physical Therapy get you back into shape for spring. 872-5111.
Celebrate the arrival of spring at the Secret Garden. Right now is the time to prepay for your plants. Then when they arrive, you just swing by and pick them up in May. Right now, save 15% off anything with pink. That includes plants and new inventory. Romans 12, verse 10 says, "Love each other with genuine affection and take delight in honoring each other." Open Friday 11:30 to 4:30 and Saturday 8:30 to 4:30. Located 2 1/4 miles west of Myrna on Highway 92 and a half a mile north. The Secret Garden.
Happy spring! Come and celebrate with us and save at Beau Bouterie. All in-stock Merrells for men and women are marked $20 off. Sandals and summer breezes for the ladies. And guys, come check out Jungle Mocks, ventilators, waterproof mids, and many more styles. Merrells are built to last and to be super comfy. Treat your feet right and save $20 on a pair of Merrells right now at Beau Bouterie on the square in Broken Bow.
The Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
My day starts right.
With Dave and Brent.
It's 8:37. We'll be going to Ansley soon to Sun Valley Landscaping and finding out more about how they're kicking off the spring season. I know Chaz has lots of good things for you to take a look at. And as a matter of fact, today you can take a look at it on Facebook Live on Sandhills because they'll be live streaming that on Facebook along with the radio broadcast here in just a couple minutes.
All right, look forward to that.
All right, so got time for one more live read,
okay.
Ben, if you want to throw one out there.
You bet. Myers Construction is hiring for equipment operators and field laborers. Candidate must be willing to travel during the week, but lodging and per diem is provided. They offer competitive wages, a fun work environment. Benefits include health, dental, vision, Aflac insurance, IRA, and vacation. Please stop out to their shop at 43671 Rhino Road, and you can fill out an application. For this position, you can also call and talk to Joe Walmsley if you'd like some more information. Also, Myers Construction is hiring for full-time CDL drivers, again offering competitive wages as well as a fun work environment, same benefits as we just mentioned. Again, their shop is out on Rhino Road. And now, if you would like information regarding the CDL driver position, you can call and visit with Leroy at 870-4475. Again, those job opportunities through Myers Construction.
All right, thank you, Brent. We'll have more live reads later on in the show. Right now, we're going to concentrate on getting lined up and ready to go from Ansley. So stay tuned. We'll see if the guys are ready to go. But first, here's a little Tommy James and the Shondells.
Okay, the button's on. Okay, we're good to go. So we're going to be doing our annual walk around at Sun Valley Landscaping in Ansley. It's beautiful as ever, Chaz. And thanks for having us out.
Thanks for coming out.
Plenty to talk about, folks, but I think off the top here, we should talk about the fact that today is your first day.
Yep.
And let's talk about hours so that people know when to come and shop with you.
Sure. We'll be open 10 to 5 usually is going to be our normal hours. We'll probably be here later today, though.
Okay. So starting today, you can come in and grab several different items if you have a place to kind of keep them in a good environment until you feel confident enough to put them outside, sort of thing. If you want to make sure that you get your favorites, might be a good idea to come in and grab certain things.
Yes, it might be.
Just to make sure that you've got them and you don't miss out on them. So where should we start, Chaz? You want to walk around? We've got 2 greenhouses now that we'll be cruising through, so we can probably just start where we're at, right?
Race through?
Yeah, we'll just cruise.
Well, I guess we could start with this is a new color in this series. It's a headliner Strawberry Sky, and that's a brand new one that they brought in. They did have last year. I think it was last year we had a pink. They have a pink sky. This is even better. This is more of a hot pink versus the other one, which is more of a light pink. So I think I think that one's prettier.
All right.
And then, we just have a lot of begonias this year. I think we really did a good job of balancing color. We have a lot of yellows this year when most of the time you can't find yellow for a spare plant. So we have a really good balance of color.
And then as far as hanging baskets and things like that, I know you always talk about color combinations and being able to put different colors together to complement each other, but then also you kind of want, I think in the past you've talked about certain plants will fill a basket better than others, and maybe fill in those empty spaces, whereas some of the coloring plants don't, right?
Right. They say the filler, what is it, the thriller, the filler, and the spiller is what you have to make a good combo.
Hey, I like that. I'm pulling that out the next time. I don't have many opportunities. Not many people ask my opinion on hanging baskets, but I'm going to try to remember that one. I'll sound like an expert.
It's really hard to fill a smaller container with all of those. So usually the smaller the container, the more spiller that you have versus having something that sticks up in the middle.
Okay. Sounds good.
We do have new this year some fuchsias. We've never had those before. They're getting ready to open on this one.
Oh yeah, they're little cannonballs.
Yeah, and then they hang down. They look like little, I don't even know, some of them look like little ballerinas hanging. I don't know how to describe them, but they look really cool.
Okay.
Those are new. And then we have some bridal veil baskets that we started. Those are new.
That sounds like a spiller, right?
Yes.
All
and
right.
then this year we brought in some bougainvillea, which is
those are really standing up straight.
Well, they'll eventually trail over. They just start off that way, but there's like this one's starting to shoot down that way, and these white ones have more longer shoots that will start hanging down, but they have some pretty vibrant colors. We've had people
the pink on those almost looks like the pink is the leaf rather than the flower, or is that just the shape of the petal?
No, that's the shape of the flower.
Wow.
Isn't that neat?
That's very cool. That's so much color.
Yeah, it's really bright. The dark pink is really bright. We've already sold a couple of those in our hanging basket classes.
Great.
And we also have new this year tropical hibiscus.
Tropical hibiscus.
Yep, this one's just getting ready to open. It isn't a perennial, at least not here, but it is. It looks nice in containers.
Okay.
We have a big collection of perennials. Oh gosh, clematis. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, clematis.
Those are cool.
Yeah, and we also have some honeysuckle vine.
And these will all climb pretty far, right?
Not all of them. Some are more aggressive than others.
Sure.
Yeah.
But they will climb.
Yes.
So if you plant them next to something, they'll kind of just go right up the side.
Absolutely.
They're pretty clingy too, right? Like if you just plant them next to like a brick wall or something like that.
Not
or
these. They need to
a
have
little
something
more
to wrap around. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think they attach that easy. You kind of need a trellis for them to get on.
Okay.
They don't get into your grout and tear it up as bad.
Okay.
There's a lot of other more aggressive plants.
And then this has kind of always been kind of where a lot of the vegetables and things are.
Well, we have our seeds started on the floor. We are so full with annual flowers this year that it's kind of taken up this bench. So now that we have the second greenhouse open, we're starting to transfer some of this stuff over so that we have room. And over there we have our herbs and then some other vegetables and perennials. And then we have our shrubs and some fruit trees are in there right now because the wind has been just horrendous.
Sure.
Didn't want them to get beat up.
Well, you know what they say, if you've got space, you'll fill it, right?
It's getting full.
You're happy to have that second greenhouse.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. We have huge selection of lantana this year. We even have a trailing lantana, which this is the first year I've ever found one that trails, so it may be old, but it's new here.
Cool.
And then we have quite a few grasses. We have some Diplodania. And then it'll be dark red. It's kind of slow growing because it needs to have more heat, but we have citronella this year. We have some Spanish lavender, English lavender. We have a hardy lavender for our area, so if people like to use that.
Okay.
Just trying to think of everything we have.
There's all kinds of, these are called lemon slices?
Yep, these are pretty popular. It's probably one of the more popular colors. It's a yellow and white.
And you kind of mentioned about the system with proven winners. Was impressive to me how you described how that works. Talk a little bit about that, if you would, about how there's like a selection process or something. Am I right on that?
Well, they do have a selection process.
Yeah.
They search far and wide to find the best plants, and then they market them probably by far the best.
For that year.
They're very good at marketing. They buy the best plants that you can buy.
Sure.
And there are other plants that are just as good. It's just that they do a really good marketing. That's a new one from last year. We had it as a trial last year, blueberries and cream, or petunia.
Well, whoever names them knows what they're doing, because I don't know what
interesting.
I don't know what else I would name.
I've never had this plant before either. I mean, I've had this plant, but not this color, and it's an argyranthemum. I've never had this color, but it is pretty when it opened up.
Very bright colors.
Yeah. Our Gerber daisies, they're just starting to open up. That's usually one of the first things that we sell is people can't resist them.
Yeah.
I think they're hard to grow because you got to keep them kind of dry and they like kind of part sun.
Well, if you folks are listening on the radio and want to see some of what we're talking about, Christy is live right now on Facebook, on the Sandhills Express Facebook page, and a full replay will be available once we're done here this morning as well. So go and check it out and scroll through and look at things, but certainly come in person to Sun Valley Landscaping in Ansley, just turn by the fire hall, and keep driving until you see the two greenhouses back here and check out all of the beautiful things that are here. Their opening day is today, and they'll be open through the season to help you find some beautiful plants for your space. These are cool.
Yeah, these are new for us anyway. It's just like a straw flower.
It's got like some,
yeah.
Wow, it's hardy. Like,
I know.
Like you can't.
I'm assuming they can handle the wind. I don't know. I was going to look into that a little bit closer, but the center is really soft when they open up, and then the outside is just crispy. It's almost like it's been dried out.
Wow.
So I think that they can handle the wind just a little bit.
Are these fillers or spillers?
This is it could be a filler and a spiller.
Okay.
Both of these, this is a spiller.
And these are called what? I see these in baskets a lot, do I not?
Yeah,
okay.
It's lobelia. This one is a trailing lobelia.
Okay. Beautiful splash of white. I know a lot of people like to do the red, white, and blue thing for their baskets.
Do. Yeah.
Really good for around the 4th of July time, and then always,
yep.
Honestly. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
Yeah, some eucalyptus. That's been kind of hard to get for the last couple years, so we got it back again this year.
Eucalyptus.
Mm-hmm.
For everyone that's got a panda out there, your pet pandas will really enjoy the eucalyptus.
Some of our hanging baskets.
Great.
We got some of these tall cypress grasses.
Okay.
We got a good collection of coleuses. And this is a new one for us this year. It's called Pink Lemonade. It's a Calibrachoa. And then this one is also a new one to us, and it's called Persimmon. This one is a Supertunia, and this one is a Super Cali.
Okay.
And then we have Honey, which is an old traditional standby.
Supertunia honey.
And if you're looking for a really aggressive spiller, this one is a beautiful plant with geraniums in it. And it's Swedish ivy.
Swedish ivy.
Yeah.
I like when they put the word ivy in it because that tells
that
tells me what. Yeah, that tells you a lot, doesn't it?
Well, and these are new for us too. This violet star. It's a mini tunia, I guess. It's a supertunia, but it's a mini.
Okay.
So that just means the flowers.
The flowers are smaller.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's a splash of color. And
just kind of walking along here, folks. We're gonna cruise over to the other greenhouse after this, kind of checking out.
This one's kind of a new color, Scaviola, for us. Scavola, I guess is what it's really called. It's a purple with yellow in it. It's a variegated.
Almost looks like something you don't want to. It's got a very aggressive look to it, doesn't it?
It's really weird flower or weird leaved. Yeah, because this one is another traditional one, and look how the leaves are on it. It's not quite as
spiky
looking. Yeah.
Huh.
And this one, everybody has just loved this year. It's
I like that one.
Yeah, it's called Voodoo Burgundy Star, and it really does kind of have a, I don't know.
This makes me think of those things you look at on the internet where they tell you to stare at the center,
Right,
and then,
it messes
and then
with
look
your
at a
eyes.
black wall, and your vision starts to spin.
It does mess with your eyes a little bit. Yeah. And we got, this was new last year, and we got it back again this year. It's Blue Vein, which is a really pretty purple.
It is pretty.
We have a huge collection of geraniums again this year. They're just now starting to flower. We kind of pick them off and let them grow for a while before we let them flower.
Geraniums are always really popular, too. If you like that big flower right in the middle of something you're putting together.
Yep.
Okay.
They do bring in some color, and I mean, you have to clean them off when you have them in your baskets, but they still look pretty. And then this is still our same traditional bee's knees. This was new a couple years ago, and it's been really popular again because you don't find a lot of yellow petunias out there. So
Sure.
And then we got our Midnight Gold double petunia back in again this year. And then this one is another one of those voodoo colors with the, it's just starting to open. And then for some reason,
each of these little individual
will be flowers.
Will be a flower.
Yep.
Wow, that's amazing.
Just like this one is.
Okay.
It'll do like
oh, wow. It does solid purple on the inside and then kind of flares out into a white and purple on the outside.
Yep, isn't that neat?
That is very cool.
And we got these things. Foxtail. That's
Those
the
are
first
cool,
time
too.
I've ever had these. I guess they're supposed to spill over the sides, but they're not seeming to be very aggressive right now, and I think it's just because they need some heat to get going.
Sure.
Some things need a little bit more smell or more heat than not. And this has been a popular color too, this Tabasco for our dahlia.
Great. Well, not to rush us too much, but we want to make sure we see that other greenhouse. Should we pop over there?
Sure.
All right. We're at Sun Valley Landscaping, everybody, in Ansley. And if you want to come and visit, today's their opening day. Might be here a little bit longer than their normal hours we described at the start of our time here today, since it is their opening day. But come and visit them soon. You can check out both greenhouses. Oh, wow. I don't realize how warm it is in the greenhouse until you step outside. Yeah. Holy smokes. So we're walking over to the second greenhouse. If you just turn by the fire hall in Ansley, folks, you can't miss it. I mean, I guess you could, but it'd be very hard.
I'll miss it.
So we're going into the second greenhouse here, which, you know, we talked about last year, and I'm sure you're really excited to have. Allows you just some more space to spread out some things.
Yeah, and then, I mean, it gives us a little bit of protection from the weather in the spring, too. It kind of balances stuff out.
Yeah, get more things started, and then, like you said, you've kind of got some, you know, some bushes and some trees and stuff in here since it is still so windy.
It was horrible this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the trees are just starting to sprout their leaves, so I really didn't want to kick them out in the wind when we just got them planted. So we've got asparagus, we've got raspberry bushes this year. We've just been trying to get things moved, we just finished up putting the fabric down yesterday, so.
Great.
We've got some garden willies over here that are just starting to open up on the floor over here under the bench. Again, we didn't want the wind to beat those up because the wind just takes the petals right off when they're going. But
and kind of this side of things is maybe more for those ongoing landscaping projects, you think, that people might have if you're looking for something that
is going to complement a space year after year, might be a good place to come is over here.
Yes, this would be the spot to start looking anyway.
Okay.
Eventually we'll get...
There's the train.
It's traditional.
It is.
Sometimes we're lucky. We do have quite a collection on the herbs this year. Strawberries, we have quite a few strawberries. We have our Brussels sprouts.
Brussels sprouts?
Yep.
Okay.
And then we did our onions. We did those from seed ourselves this year. They turned out rather nice.
Yeah. Great. All kinds of stuff.
Kohlrabi, yep. And this is that lavender. It's called Munstead. This is a perennial. It lives here.
Okay. All right. And the strawberries.
We even have stevia, which is not something that everybody carries. This is a sugar plant.
Oh.
Stevia is what it's called.
Okay.
And we have rosemary. We have lemon thyme. We have, what is this one here? Tarragon. Lemongrass this year. It's much bigger than normal.
Wow.
And some purple salvia.
Okay. Great. Well, all kinds of great stuff here, folks, and come and check it out. Everything's labeled very nicely. I think that's one of the other things I noticed is, you know, these labels have come a long ways since just having to guess or know. They tell you, you know, what they like, sun to part shade, full shade, even sometimes how much water they like to have, right?
Right.
Okay. So 2 greenhouses ready for you folks to come and check out. Anything else we didn't hit? Want to talk about your hours one more time?
Well, we're going to be Monday. See, I got to think about it now because I'm so used to it. We're going to be Monday through Friday, 10 to 5, and then Saturday it'll be 10 to 5, and Sunday it'll be noon to 5.
Okay.
At least until we get our employee situation figured out.
Okay, sounds good. Well, folks, come out today and any of the other hours that Chaz mentioned and check out both greenhouses. Bring your list or just figure it out when you get here. They're happy to help you figure out your planting spaces or those pots that you're wanting to fill here at Sun Valley Landscaping in Ansley. That does it for our remote. Make sure you go and check out the video replay, folks, if you're listening on the radio right now, or if you're watching the video now and you want to remember something when you come in to shop, just watch the video back then and check it out. We'll send it back to the studio.
All right, Jeremy, thank you very much. Thank you, Chaz, and everybody at Sun Valley Landscaping. Again, this is their opening day, and we encourage you to check them out today and all through the season at Sun Valley Landscaping in Ansley. It is 9 o'clock. You're listening to KCNI, KBBN Broken Bow. We have some guests coming into the studio. Going to put the focus on 4-H coming up as we move into the 9 o'clock hour, so stay tuned for that. Right now, we break for the news on Central Nebraska's News Source.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News brief: the man accused of leaking and posting classified documents on social media goes to court soon. Many are asking how a 21-year-old Air National Guardsman got those documents. Pentagon spokesman Brigadier General Patrick Ryder says he must have been determined.
We do have stringent guidelines in place for safeguarding classified and sensitive information. This was a deliberate criminal act.
South Florida is getting less rain today. People in and near Fort Lauderdale are telling stories of how they escaped flooded cars and homes.
And the water got higher and higher. When I got up to my waist, and it was daylight, I had to go out the window.
The family of a Fulton County, Georgia inmate wants answers after his body was found covered in bed bugs. Attorney Michael Harper.
There is no excuse for a mentally ill inmate to be left alone in a jail, abandoned to die.
CBS News Brief. I'm Peter King.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Nick Cope.
In baseball, the Rays matched an MLB record as they rallied from an early deficit to beat the Red Sox 9-3. Tampa is now 13-0 on the season, matching the starts of the 82 Braves and the 87 Brewers. Elsewhere, the Twins scored 9 runs in the first inning to blow out the Yankees 11-2. Minnesota is 9-4. They lead the AL Central. Brewers beat the Padres 4-3 in 10 innings. Rowdy Tellez drove in 3 runs. Milwaukee now 9-4 atop the NL Central, and the Pirates blanked the Cardinals 5-0. As the NHL wraps its regular season this week, 2 division titles were decided last night. The Hurricanes skated past the Panthers 6-5, clinching the Metropolitan, and the Golden Knights beat the Kraken 3-1 to win the Pacific. The Bruins finished the regular season with a 5-4 win over the Canadiens. Boston finished the regular season setting records with 65 wins and 135 points.
Here's your weatherology forecast. A chance for some showers and thunderstorms today, otherwise mostly cloudy with our high nearing 57. North winds between 15 and 25 and gusting as high as 35. Showers and thunderstorms likely overnight with a low around 34. North winds between 20 and 25 and gusting as high as 40. More rain, then snow showers are likely on Saturday, cloudy with a high of 48. North winds are still between 25 and 30 and gusting as high as 45. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Kara Foster.
Imagine it's the last ride, but your symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, are taking you for a ride. What should you do? Keep managing your constipation with belly pain the same old way? Or try getting ahead of your symptoms by talking to your doctor about treating it with Linzess, linaclotide. Linzess is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually.
Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling.
Imagine, what could relief from IBS-C mean for you? Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
9:03 is the time. We're back on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. 47 degrees currently in our KCNI KBBN studios, and we have some guests in the studio now as we put the focus on 4-H. And when you talk about 4-H, one name that comes to my mind always is Colleen Peterson. Good morning, Colleen. How are you?
Good morning, Brent.
Nice to have you here.
Well, we're glad to be here. I'm accompanied with a group of our 2023 CWF delegates, and I'm going to let them talk a little bit about what CWF is, but they're going on a CWF conference trip this summer, June 5th through the 18th, and they've been fundraising. So they've had 2 recent fundraisers because they have a final payment due today. And so that was a last effort to push to get funds made for the trip. So they had a burger bash last night at Grocery Cart, and then they had a raffle ticket for concert tickets and bonfire just recently. So those are all finished up. We're going to finish tallying up the money for the delegates this morning, and so we're here to draw a ticket.
Fantastic. Girls, I'm going to have you step up to the microphone and tell everybody who you are. Can you introduce yourselves?
I'm Alex Burkhorst.
I'm Bailey Kristen.
And I'm Emma Taylor.
Nice to have you all with us. And I think someone related to Emma is here too. Amy, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, let's start with CWF. Now, we hear these initials all the time. What does CWF actually stand for, and what have you been raising money for?
CWF is Citizen Washington Focus. So it's a 4-H leadership program for high school youth ages 15 to 19. And we learn all about citizenship and the government and how to be a good citizen, how to get ourselves involved. So
now, this trip, this isn't a yearly thing. It's like every so many years. Is that right? Okay.
It's every 2 or 3 years.
Okay.
And our 4-H council kind of dictates when that trip will be based on our enrollment for that age of youth. So 4-Hers, to go on the trip, they have to be in 4-H, enrolled in 4-H. And they do fundraising for either 2 or 3 years, whatever that trip cycle is. And one of the big fundraisers is our county fair concessions. They have done some catering in the past. And like I said, today we're focused on the Burger Bash and the raffle tickets. So, yeah. The cost per delegate this year ended up being $3,825. And so that's what they're fundraising for.
Okay, all right. So are you girls excited about the trip?
Yes.
Yeah. Is there something in particular that you're looking forward to the most, or just looking forward to making the trip?
I personally am really excited to stay in Times Square, and because we actually get to stay at a hotel this year there, so I think that will be super exciting to get to go around New York and get to see the Eiffel Tower too.
Yeah. Oh, that'll be.
Not the Eiffel Tower. No.
Well, you're going to Paris too?
No, not the Eiffel Tower, the Statue of Liberty.
I think we all knew what you meant. But when I heard that, I'm like, wow.
No, that would be cool, but.
So there you go, Amy.
Yeah,
You now
next
know
trip.
Emma really wants to go to Paris. All right. Okay, so tell us about the fundraising efforts. I had to go out to Grocery Cart last night to pick something up, and this was getting close to 7 o'clock, I think, when you guys were finishing up. But even at 7 o'clock, you had people in line. I assume you had a great turnout last night. How did the fundraising go?
It went really good. We sold out of burgers, so it was disappointing because we had to kind of turn some people down there at the end. But, we met a lot of new people out there, and we raised a lot of money, so it was a good time.
Well, I just love the way this community comes together and sponsors things. And listen, if you ever go out to the Custer County Fair, you know how important 4-H is to this area. And so I'm sure you've seen a lot of great support from people, whether it was the Burger Bash or just donating in other ways. Am I right on that?
Yeah, we also had a lot of people just do donations last night, along with buying burgers.
Yeah. That's fantastic. Okay, now, along with the Burger Bash and some of the other fundraising efforts you did, you also sold raffle tickets. And the raffle tickets were for what again? One was for the Custer County Fair concert. And I want to apologize on behalf of the radio station. I think that we kind of slipped up, and we were given information that said it was to a state fair concert. That's not true. These raffle tickets are to the Custer County Fair concert, which will be coming up later this summer. But it's tickets and like backstage passes
Yes,
too? Okay.
It's 4 tickets to the Custer County Fair concert, including backstage passes and a $50 gift certificate to the Bonfire Grill and Pub.
Wow, that's great. That's a great prize. Okay, so we are here to draw for that.
Yes.
All right, you guys want to draw for that now?
Why not?
Or why not? Okay, here we go. Now, is this all together, or these are 2 separate prizes? It's all together. Okay, so one big winner.
Yes.
My goodness, you must have sold a lot of raffle tickets. Okay, here we go. The big moment.
Paisley Olchin.
Oh, okay. And Paisley, I want you to know that a lot of smiles and bright eyes happened when we read your name. So thank you for supporting 4-H. Amy, I'm going to put you on the spot here just a little bit because 4-H it's a family affair, isn't it? And I know that you as parents really get involved in 4-H, whether it be helping at the fair, whether it be putting together fundraisers. But 4-H is about family, isn't it?
Yes, it is. My husband, Jess, and myself are both in 4-H, as well as my parents. So it's kind of a family tradition, and that's why we were so excited that Emma had this opportunity to go on the CWF trip. My husband went on it as well, and it is a family tradition, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. So the fundraising for the CWF trip, it's over? Am I safe to say that?
It is over for the 2023 group.
Okay.
I'll put a plug in for 2025
There
delegation. Those 4-Hers are already started with payments to their trip, but they will go in 2025. And if you will be 15 years old by October 15th of 2025, you can still sign up, and I'll work with you to get your payments brought back up to the level of everyone else. So they are in that payment process. And so there is a little bit of to get brought back up to the level of everybody else. But you're encouraged to sign up. The kids have a good time. We go through some curriculum meetings. We learn about government. We learn about local government. We hear speakers that are county elected officials come and talk to the group. So it's a very educational citizenship leadership program.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Girls, before we let you go, I'd like for each of you to kind of share what you're involved with in 4-H. Would you be willing to do that? Or, or maybe just what 4-H has meant to you?
Oh, me first. Okay. Well, I show horses and sheep along with some static projects. And 4-H, it means a lot to me. It meant a lot to my mom. My mom did 4-H, so, like Amy said, it kind of runs in the family. So, you do everything that you can for it to work and, try new things, get yourself out there and, just enjoy life.
Yeah.
I show cattle and hogs, and then I do a little bit of small projects too. 4-H is a big part of my family. It has been since forever, even before I was born.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just love how everyone gets along and the community comes together.
I was in dog club for 2 years when I was younger, but now I just do a lot of small projects like photography. I did some baking, flowers and house plants, but I just like going, when the 4-H, everything comes together. Everyone is so nice and you meet so many people, and it's just overall a really good experience.
Now, if I don't mean to put you on the spot, but if I remember right, Dog Club, you won everything.
Yeah.
I think so, right? See, I remember.
Yeah, one year with my little wiener dog.
That was great. You did a great job. I remember that. Let's see, anything else that we want to talk about, just 4-H in general or the CWF trip? I'm sure a thank you to everybody who donated, I assume.
Yes. The 2 fundraisers recently were very good. And so thank you to everybody who participated in those and donated to that. And I'd like to thank Casey and I for allowing us to come and draw for our ticket on live on air today.
Yes. Well, we're extremely thrilled that you reached out. We were able to do that. So
yeah, thanks.
All right, great. Well, thank you all for coming out. We hope you have a great trip. When you get done with the trip, maybe we can bring you back out and you can share with us what you learned, huh? All right, sounds good. Thank you all for coming in.
Thank you.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. 18 past the hour of 9. Brent hanging out with you in the studio for the remainder of the show. A few things to pass your way before we go for this Friday morning. Some job opportunities we want to remind you of. And again, as we go through these, we do want to stress and remind you that these are available to view in full by going to sandhillsexpress.com. Just click on the employment page and you'll be able to see all of the details and how you can apply. We'll start with this one through the Nebraska Department of Transportation, looking for highway maintenance worker for Ansley and Broken Bow, offering a $2,500 hiring bonus with these positions right now, seeking dedicated and hardworking team players that are willing and able to operate a snowplow. Training and career development provided, advancement opportunities, you get ample paid time off, work-life balance, and a solid comprehensive benefits package. To apply for this position, you need to go to this website because an online state application must be filled out to apply. So go to statejobs.nebraska.gov. The state of Nebraska is an equal opportunity veterans preference employer. Again, the website is statejobs.nebraska.gov to apply. SubCon Incorporated, the world's leading manufacturer of underwater electrical connectors, is now hiring. Their progressive, expanding company has multiple production positions currently available with the ability to train on site. A new starting wage between $17 and $18 per hour. They offer a full benefits package including health insurance, 401k, paid time off, and holiday pay. SubCon operates on a 4-day work week, Monday through Thursday, with the possibility of overtime. Locations are in Burwell and Ord. They are seeking applicants for both full-time and part-time positions. For more information about specific job opportunities and benefits, you can call this number, 308-346-5439. That's 308-346-5439. Interested individuals can also request and submit applications to HR@subcon, that's CONN.net. Also, Central Nebraska Community Action Partnership has an opening for an infant toddler cook. Good starting wage, great benefits. This is in Broken Bow. You would be responsible for preparing meals, ordering food preparation, and cleaning as well. To find out more about this position, if you have any questions, contact the CNCAP Human Resource Department at 308-745-0780. The extension is 0. Or you can apply online for the position by going to centralnebraskacap.com.
Welcome back to Dear John, sponsored by John Deere. Let's go to a caller. Kevin.
Oh, hey, John, big fan. I was wondering if I could give a quick shout-out.
Absolutely, my man.
If you're listening, dear, just know how much I appreciate you stepping up this harvest. I've been at my best thanks to you. I love you.
Aw, what's this lucky lady's name?
Oh, sorry, I was talking to my new S-Series Combine. That thing is awesome.
John Deere's Harvest Tech helps you be your best you. Visit a dealer or johndeere.com/gain ground to upgrade.
Have you ever asked a farmer if they talk to their fields?
Promise me you'll grow nice and tall. You got that? No, you were corn in 2013, not 2014. Hope you were thirsty. You think Cheryl's still mad at me?
After all that talking, sometimes it's time to listen. Your field has a voice, and John Deere Operations Center helps you hear it. Unlock every acre's full potential by using both agronomic and economic data. Visit johndeere.com/operations center and unlock your operation.
Had the opportunity to visit with our good friend Ladarius from the Pizza Hut in Broken Bow earlier this week. He shared some of the in-store specials that they have going on. Also reminded us that the New Yorker is still available at the Pizza Hut. Try their 16-inch New York-inspired pizza that has 6 extra-large foldable slices. Known best for pepperoni, but I think you can have up to 3 toppings on it. So check it out if you haven't already. The New Yorker is back at the Pizza Hut in Broken Bow. Dining room now open. Of course, you can call in for carryout and delivery as well. I think they still had some openings for some positions as well to join the Pizza Hut team. So check it out. Pizza Hut in Broken Bow. Number is 872-6472 if you want to call in for delivery and or carryout. Coming up later today, again, we'll be live in Burwell, headed over there to cover the Burwell Track and Field Invitational. A lot of our area teams will be competing there, and we'll be reporting hourly to give you updates on results and such throughout the course of the meet. Trying to have our first report in the 11 o'clock hour for you on KBBN Radio, and then keep you updated hourly with results as they become available through the course of the meet. Again, those reports will be heard today on KBBN 95.3 FM, also on KBBN.com.